Good morning, y'all. We are going to start this morning out in the back Crinum field. Our intention was to do all kind of alternative vegetables this morning, but we're going to change that because our friend Moulika has done awesome cooking of bitter melon and is determined to make me like it. She's also taught me that bitter melon has a much prettier name, Karela. I think I'm saying it right. I think Karela is such a nice name. What we're going to do is have about 5 minutes back here of how we've grown bitter melon and why we grow bitter melon, and then we're going to walk up and do the whole program. The rest of the program is going to be cooking and health benefits of bitter melon. It's an awesome, beautiful vine, and I'm just going to pick pieces of it so Tom doesn't have to move the camera. I think it's better if you stay stationary. So it's a little vine. You see how thin it is. It never gets a big, running, thick trunk like a gourd can get. Vines, it makes a good mailbox or railing planting. And Tom, if you just stay right there, I'm going to grab a flower. Lovely little flowers that have like a jasmine scent in the morning. Some people say jasmine. Look, it's covered in ants. I don't know if you can see that. I think it smells exactly like grape knee-high soda. Bitter melon, though, is really grown not so much as an ornamental, but for its fruits. And it has these fruits we're going to look at later. This is how we're going to cook them. You just stay still, Tom. I'm going to bring stuff to you. And this is how they're matured. Now, you don't eat them like that. I mean, you can eat them like this, but the cool thing is when they're matured, they're beautiful. And they have these crazy red seeds. So it's just a really beautiful fruit. But the whole idea of today's presentation is really something that I touch on in Deep Rooted Wisdom. So I'm going to take 2 minutes and read something from that. This is from the chapter of my friend Sue Ban, and Sue grew up in Cambodia and has taught us a lot about eating and cooking. And I guess it's a little bit of tailgate philosophy. But one of my thoughts is that if something's not doing well in your garden and it continues to decline, it's time to get rid of it. So in the chapter on Sue, I wrote about something she taught me about papaya. I have to say that for your own health, for the health of the community and the health of the planet, we need to learn to appreciate, to value, to eat and drink the things that grow best in our climate. If any plant isn't growing well or is taking up too many resources, then it's time to question your thoughts and your desires. Perhaps we're going about things all wrong. As we walked through her garden a few years ago, I pointed out a papaya tree and I expressed frustration that my papayas would never ripen in time to eat them in the fall. Sue looked at me and she said, "Oh, then change it. Don't want your papayas to ripen. Learn to love green papaya salad." And that's what we did. And that's what we're trying to do today, because so many of our squashes and cucumbers now get lots of things that require pesticides and intense growing. So we're trying today to learn to eat something that absolutely thrives and produces bushels of fruit in our climate. You see, it's a delicate little climber. And it also is growing across the bottom, across the ground, just because I didn't train it this year. Normally, I would train it all up on the trellis. But if you squeeze in down there and you see all these melons, now these are a little big. You could use them, and we're going to learn how you could use them, but that one's really beautiful and perfect. Okay, y'all, Moulika Shah. I want to introduce you, not by telling your professional qualifications, but I want to say that when Moulika saw that I said that I didn't like bitter melon, she was very forceful in saying you need to like bitter melon. and it's a beautiful, caring and compassionate thing. It's something that she loves, something that she knows is healthy, and she wanted me to share it and to like it. And I really appreciate that,
Thank
Moulika.
you. And thank you for letting me come and do all this too. Okay, today we are making Karela. We call it shak, which is cooked vegetables. And I'm going to do it with some Indian spices that are also healthy for you. Karela itself has lots of benefits, like it could reduce your blood sugar levels, and it really works, which I use for my blood sugar levels. And also it has lots of other benefits. You can make so many things from Karela. It's unbelievable. But today we are going to make Karela shak. But some Karela bakri, some Karela chips, some Karela chutney, some Karela parathas, and some stuffed Karelas here. This is my spice box. And I'm going to start with the mustard seeds and the cumin seeds, and then some asafoetida and some fennel seed powder. And then as we cook, we'll be using the rest of the spices. But each spice has special values. Everything has blood purifying agents in them. Of course, turmeric, everybody is probably aware, it has a lot of antibiotic kind of health benefit in it. If you get injured or cut, if you dab some of this, it stops bleeding. Some cumin seeds in here. And then I'm going to put some asafoetida as it crackles. Asafoetida also has a lot of health benefits, indigestions and all other benefits that if you have it a little bit, it's very good for you. And here we're going to put the Karelas.
Smells good already.
Yeah, it's that
So
asafoetida.
I cut those up. Did I do okay?
Yes, you did a great job.
Thank you.
I think you're learning fast. And then if you become better than me, I'll be eating here and you'll be cooking.
What I didn't realize. I've always scraped out the inside with a spoon.
Yeah, but when the seeds are so delicate, you don't need to do all that.
Another thing you and I talked about last night is that everything, the tomatoes, all kinds of fruits and vegetables, you never cut the skin off
Yeah, I don't take any skin off except onions because
it's dry, but it's
yeah.
all it's all full of nutrients.
Moulika, one of our watchers wants to know what kind of oil you use.
I use this is olive oil that I'm using right now, and otherwise I use grapeseed oil for cooking. And if I'm frying, I use canola oil or vegetable oil. So I'm going to add a little bit of salt and turmeric powder and let it cook for a while, like this.
Okay. Hey, can we review the spices one more time?
Sure.
What's the in the little orange bottle?
That is asafoetida.
Esopatita.
Yeah, we call it hing.
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 Hing, yes, in English.
Okay, and I've seen it hing. It's sold as hing, and
Yes,
yeah.
yes, and it's very good for you. This is fennel seed.
And
powder.
the fennel seed.
I crushed it a little bit.
Oh, it's powdered, right?
Yeah,
That's fennel seed that's crushed up.
Yeah. And so I mix it all up. It's already looking, the colors are looking so beautiful.
Yeah.
And the tomatoes are also fresh off Jen's farm, right?
Yeah, my mom grew the tomatoes.
Wow.
And we tried, this is what you told me was so great.
Yes, try it.
And I tried to make it and it wasn't so great.
You can also make it in microwave. It comes out good one minute
Really?
at a time. Yeah, you mix up the oil and the spices and put it in the microwave for a minute at a time.
That's awesome.
You liked it?
It's really spicy.
Uh-oh.
Like hot, but it has a little sweetness.
That's not
But it doesn't have sugar.
Okay.
What makes this a little bit sweet?
I didn't put any sweetener in it. All I put is rub some olive oil, and then I put some chili powder, some salt, and some amchur powder. That's it.
Amchu.
Yeah, that's the mango powder.
Mango powder.
Maybe that's what.
So the mango powder probably has a little natural sugar in it.
Probably.
So that, just to be clear, that is the Karela or the bittermelon just sliced really thin
Chips.
and baked.
Yes, baked.
Oh, sorry, you were trying to get that.
Jenks is trying the chutney.
Okay.
You can take it in a hand like this.
Okay. So how would you use this chutney? Like on the side?
You can put it, yeah, and there's a side dish with the other things.
I'm going to step out and let Linda step in for
And then this is the Karela. This is the Karela root paratha.
Wow, I love the chutney.
Like this?
Does it have sesame seeds?
Yes. See, it's releasing some water here that helps in cooking.
Oh, look at that.
That's a tomato water.
Okay, so can I ask you something?
Sure.
Everything's really spicy. So are you overwhelming the bitterness with the spice, or are you balancing
No,
it?
I'm trying to balance the way we eat it, but I can reduce the spices in this one. I'll reduce it for you guys.
I'm just curious if that, because you don't hardly taste the bitterness at all in these.
Yes, it's the way you cook it. Yeah. I'm gonna put some red chili powder. This is the red chili powder, and I brought the milder version of chili powder. There are two kinds that come. One is called Kashmiri chili, which is not as biting you hot. So I brought the milder one. This is coriander and cumin powder. We roast both, and I think about 85% of coriander powder and 15% of cumin powder, and then you mix it.
And you do that at home? You
Yes,
roast
I do my
the
own.
seed?
Yes. You can buy it ready-made. I like my own.
But Hammett grows all the stuff and you cook it all.
Talking about the health benefits, about your experience with bittermelon and how it's assisted your health.
My experience is wonderful because I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and this was one of the things that really helped me. My husband grew it. Hammond grew it in the yard, and I would go and pick the tender ones and eat them up like cucumbers. But you can add it to your smoothie. You can cut the bitterness by adding a Granny Smith apple or some other fruits to it, and that makes it the bitterness little milder. And so there's so many ways you can use it, and I never liked Karela, and I learned to like it since then, and I've been cooking different ways, and finally I found the ways I like the Karelas, and now I absolutely love the Karelas, and so do my children, because they were my younger son came and I made it. He said, "Mom, this is great, I love it." So, and now today he's gonna watch so he can make it too.
Is he what he's watching?
Yes.
Oh, great. Hey y'all, thanks your mom is just awesome. And you were diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and through better eating you.
Yes, it was mostly better eating and exercise is what helped me a lot. I did a lot of yoga.
Or natural products.
Or natural products.
Yes. See, it is getting softer. Once it gets a little bit more softer, we'll add the amchur and we'll add the jaggery. And here is the jaggery.
And jaggery, y'all, is basically, it's sugar cane sugar. So okay.
And it is, I tied up with a sewing thread. So it has a little bit, these are more bitter than the Chinese Karelas. And I prefer these because of the extra bitterness. You guys want to try?
The stuffed Karela is awesome.
That's the first time I made it.
Really?
I haven't even tried it yet.
Okay.
We call it paratha.
Paratha?
And that's the first time ever I made that too. I'm trying all these things first time because of Jengs. He has challenged me, and I need to make sure that I meet his challenge and make him eat all this stuff.
And Moulika, what is the stuffing inside the Karela?
Inside the Karela, I boiled some potatoes and I mashed them up, and I put amchur powder, chili powder, ginger garlic paste, and salt. And then I made like little balls and tried to clean out the Karelas first. You cut it open and take out the seeds, and then you stuff it with this potato mixture.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Are we going to try that?
Yeah, it's still little time to be done, but you can.
But
Let me put some jaggery and stuff before you try.
Um, should I put it on a piece of bread?
This one. That's
Okay.
what I made it for. Let me mix this up, okay?
We've had several people say that in their own Indian cooking at home, they're not using enough spices.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Taking notes.
They need to come to this show and watch it and learn, and then get Jinx to grow more Indian vegetables.
Beautiful. Look at that, y'all. And Moulika made the bread too.
It's called puri.
Puri?
Poori. It's whole wheat flour with make the dough with milk, hot milk, and then deep fried.
That's so great. You would be so happy to have this for breakfast.
Are you really being honest? You like
Yeah,
it?
no, I'm being honest. It's awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, we can see your blood sugar going down now.
Do you have blood sugar?
No. Okay, well, thank you. Do you want to say anything to your children or friends that are watching?
No, thank you. I really enjoyed doing this and spending the time here on the farm. It's been so wonderful, and so many things you're growing. It's amazing.
Well, thank you for stimulating this whole program today and bringing all this to us. And we will see y'all next week. We're going to talk about muscadines next week.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And everybody has made me feel like I belong here for a long time.